to Pick Central. It is a Friday. It is myself, Clemmer, Smitty. We got Dukes. We got Meek. We got Steve back there on a Friday. Let me tell you, on a Friday here, it's depressing.
Well, it doesn't need to be. We have fun.
Not here, not in this studio. I'm saying out there. You go out there, a little camaraderie. It's not much camaraderie going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some though. There's some. I try to keep spirits light.
You? What are you talking about?
I run around. I run around. I'm all skinny. It's funny. No.
God. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. A lot of NFL. We talked a lot of college yesterday with Brad. Let's do a little housekeeping in here. First, the Dukes was tweeting about it a lot last night. It's very funny that people actually use Barstool with an asterisk as the A still. Like that, they unironically still do that. And they're talking, what I'm talking about is, I'm just sick, by the way. So
you gonna make it? You gonna survive?
Yeah. If you haven't seen the tweets, a bunch of people are like, this is a real clip from a D1 basketball game, blah, 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 stupid nonsense from people that are just old and have no personality, and it's like, just because people are talking about their bets, they think it's bad.
Yeah, they're showing clips of Dan and Dave doing play-by-play for the game, and they're very offended that Dan and Dave are interested in their bets. Meanwhile, the game is not close. It's not competitive. They're being entertaining, which I guess some people just don't like.
If somebody in the Barstool Reddit was like doing a satire tweet, this is what it would sound like.
Yes.
Barstool awfulness aside, with the asterisk, it's...
So one thing, I do understand some people are like, they don't gamble, so they don't care. But, like, that is Barstool. It was born on gambling. Dave is literally started this company because he wanted to gamble. And, like, that's what the first newsletter even was a gambling newsletter. And, like, if you don't like it, like, this is also a meaningless game.
It was an 18-point game.
No. That's good. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about it all night. It's been irritating the fuck out of me.
I can tell.
It's just, if they were complaining about this with 5 minutes in the first half, I'd get it. I'd be like, you don't need to be talking about your important, like, your bet in the first 5 minutes of the game. Like, I thought Dave did a great job of, like, doing, like, some funny quips during the game, whatever. But when it's a 20-point blowout game, the only people that are watching it are people that have action on the game.
100%.
So it was even hilarious if you watched the broadcast. Jake Marsh brought up like NIL deals, like who's worth what, and Dave was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Why are we talking about this?" And he's like, "This is just like what I have in case there's a blowout." Nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody needs like a point in the story. If there's a 20-point blowout, it's actually refreshing because the only people that are watching a mid-major, no, that wasn't a mid-major, but a basketball game on a Wednesday night at 11 o'clock. That's a 20-point game. The only people that are watching that are people that have action on the game.
I just don't know what do they want them to talk about? Like what? So what? Like think about any blowout. Usually when a blowout happens in a regular season game, it just ends up kind of being personal stories anyway. So like, why is this any different than any other blowout we've seen in any sport for the last 40 years?
Well, think about this too, dudes. Like Bill Walton, right? People fucking have a 50-50 on him.
Yeah.
Of like, they think it's funny when it's like a blowout and he does like his high talk and his crazy thoughts. I love it. I like it. Some people can't fucking stand it. He does do it sometimes when it's a close game. That's when I can't stand it. When it's like two minutes left, down 2.
Why can't you stand it though?
Why can't I stand it?
Because you have action on it, probably.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly why.
Yeah.
But I don't need them to be talking about it, but I loved when Dave and Dan are talking about their bets during it. It's funny. Like, but also it's not college football. If Mississippi State loses or Arizona State loses, it doesn't matter. It's the first game. Like, I just don't get why people have to complain about every single thing. But that's just what they'll do. People just will complain about us, and that also does get clicks because that has like 2 million views on Twitter.
Yeah, because people have their own agendas.
Yeah, I hated quote tweeting it, but yeah, I just can't keep anything on my chest.
We can cure cancer. It doesn't matter. It'll just be like, oh, you did it too late. It's something stupid. Besides that, second thing, can you bring up that other video I sent you?
You sound good, Marty.
I told you I'm sick. And I have a fucking wedding tonight. I fucking love it.
I forget to pause that music every single day.
So second thing is, have you seen, before we play it, have you guys seen the Aaron Rodgers video? I just saw it. I blogged it this morning. Have you seen
I
this
have not
video
seen
at all?
this. No.
Smitty, have you seen it?
I have not.
It's a very nothing video, but it also, I want you to watch this. I want your thoughts. You could play it.
Is that Pete Blackburn in the background?
No, actually.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Talk, good down. Very nice. What is that?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
So look at the box.
Yeah,
Falls out of the box.
yeah, it looks like Dr. Frankenstein's like beaker.
It's a potion.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
man just has a potion. He's a wizard. I think he goes home and he just mixes up with Bill Nye with some potions.
Well, how else can you explain him walking around?
That's
after-
what I'm saying.
That's fine. Give him all the potions he needs.
That's a beaker. That's not. Everyone's
Right.
like, oh, it might be tequila. Like that's no one sells tequila like that. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They
Not
do,
with that.
but
You see
But
the
where's the
cap
cap?
goes on?
Where's the cap? It's not
a
a
jet
cap.
sleeve. I actually think that alcohol, if tequila's the cure, like, kind of makes sense. You booze up enough, you don't feel the pain.
No, it's potion. He literally just has a potion.
why would he have an open bottle of tequila on the sideline?
Exactly.
That would be more troubling than
That's
anything
what
else.
I'm
That'd be
saying.
insane.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
not what I want for my
needs
quarterback.
He needs his potion with him at all times, and he's the type of guy that some guy probably gave it to him. He's like, "There's ayahuasca, there's this, that, and he's just drinking some potions." I think that's crazy, and the way he kind of like runs after
Yeah.
it too. If that's tequila, we have more problems.
Yes, I agree.
Rather it be a
Me
potion.
too.
I think if it is a potion, first of all, if it is that powerful, what is it doing in that open box that's just on the sideline? That's
Yep.
troublesome. And two, if it is a potion, go all out. Have it like smoke or some shit.
Yeah.
Don't just have it in a little
Well, it
beaker.
might-
You're going to
hey,
have that. There are
might
no
have.
half measures when it comes to wizardry. If you're going to do it, go all out. Don't just have a beaker. Have some pizzazz to it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I have.
What do you want to be like? Frogs just jump out of his briefcase and like
If that
a
truly was a
broomstick in there?
potion, if that truly was a potion, I wanted it to drop and go through the field.
When I watched it though, I was so stunned
lizards running around.
because I haven't seen a beaker since high school. Or I was like, what is this beaker doing here? And it's just, he would be the only person I would ever say that has a beaker on him 24/7.
I don't know. All I know is the guy blew his Achilles out and he's throwing a football, walking around the field like nothing's wrong, like weeks later. So
Yeah, so I
potion away, my friend.
believe it, right?
Potion away.
If
Uh,
it's potions, it's spooky season, or it was spooky
It
season.
was spooky season, yeah.
Also, my apologies to Pete Blackburn, but that 12-year-old looked like Pete Blackburn.
He did.
Just going off that tweet that we pulled up in the beginning about the Barstool broadcast, our friend DJ, coworker, he's so awesome at editing. He did that Steiny Frank video. Of Full
Great
Send.
video.
He had
I
a
also think that Carl thinks that Frank
Oh,
went
100%.
on the Nelk podcast the
So
way he tweeted.
DJ tweeted this. I think it was going along with the topic. DJ just tweeted this, and it's picking up steam, and people are believing him that this, like, he's Barstool awfulness aside. I held my nose and watched all these games yesterday because, hey, it's dodgeball. 95% of commentary was nonstop rules talk. For these participating former NFL players, why? Why are you associating your brands with this garbage? And
I almost want him to take out video and graphics at Barstool so
people
could.
it doesn't matter. People aren't even looking. People
don't
are
play.
believing it.
Yeah, because there's a community, I think they get alerts when they do the asterisks on the A that they get like, all right, it's time, pounce, no
Follow
matter
the
what it
troops.
is. Yeah, no, people. That's why. Hey, that's what also keeps us alive too. Not everyone's gonna like you, you know. Not
Somebody
everyone's gonna like it.
somebody in the chat also said it's Maestro Dobel Tequila.
No, I mean that. How would that person know? I want that chat person to. There's just no
Two
way.
people said it.
I want those two people. There's no way he keeps tequila has caps. Why would they put a jet sleeve on it?
Maybe it was a gift.
Yeah, it might have been a gift.
The top was more open than a tequila bottle. It wasn't like a.
It looks just like it.
Everything's going. No.
Morty, but
why would you take the Jets thing on it? Like, why? Seriously. And what's the packaging? Is it coming in a black? How do you click how to gift? Does it come in a black box?
Marty, I love you, but there's a greater chance of this being just normal tequila that busted open than it is a magical potion at a fucking
I don't
Snow
think so.
White's.
It's a
I
reach,
don't think
Smitty.
so. I think it's Rogers is a potion guy. He's a potion guy. Tequila, and also you should have a problem then. He's got tequila. Just
Maybe someone gave him a bottle of tequila. I don't know. I don't know I don't like to jump to conclusions from a half of a second of a grainy video like
that
the
is
Pruder
literally
film.
what we do here. That's actually the only thing we do is jump to conclusions.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna call, but that's a hell of a conclusion. So what are you insinuating? He's an alcoholic? What are we doing here?
No, he's a potion.
All right.
That's what I'm insinuating. You're insinuating he's an alcoholic. That wasn't me.
I think we might be wrong.
No, that wasn't on the top. The top wasn't on the top.
It looks just like it.
Nah.
Clubber, is this fair? You're a fair guy. Is this fair?
I mean, Smitty made a great point. I mean, it probably is slightly more likely that it's a bottle of tequila as opposed to a magical potion. So, yes, I think it's a pretty...
Just the most stereotypical potion bottle possible.
You guys are fucking losers. It's potion.
Well, tequila could be potion to some people. You don't
That's
know.
true, Phil.
Did I
Attaboy,
say
Phil.
that?
Well,
No,
if
you
you, did, I don't
didn't
care.
say it
I
like
said
that.
first.
Also, the fact that it's a $130 bottle of tequila gives credence to it being tequila.
Yeah.
If that bottle popped up and it was $15, no way Aaron Rodgers is holding around $15.
It's more about the jet sleeve on top of it. Why would you just change the cap out for a jet sleeve?
Probably because someone in the Jets organization gave it to him.
Well, why would that? You think they'd switch out the top because they work there?
How deep? I mean,
I did.
That'd be crazy.
I don't think that's crazy.
I'm going to
insane.
use my head here. Someone in the Jets organization gave Aaron Rodgers this tequila and said, "We can open this when you come back this season."
We are so far removed. We have jumped to so many conclusions that we have no...
I thought
What are we
Phil
doing?
was going with
We have NFL games here. What are we doing?
it's Friday and we gotta fucking fill some time.
We don't. We have great games to talk about.
One more.
Tequila.
One more. Look, this is also just like they have this probably in the Jets thing.
Dude, that's not what it was. It was just the
All right.
top.
Lost cause.
You think it
Lost
was a
cause.
fucking sweater?
Lost cause.
All right, let's start with the game last night. The game last night was fucking awful.
Ugh.
It was. I had the under. Also, I think we all did. If you didn't, you're honestly shame on you. Because even as a guy who can't take the unders like myself, last night I said, you know what? Stop being an idiot. It's not obvious. It's obvious for a reason because they both suck. Take the under.
We're at a...
I want to do something real quick though.
12 punts. 12 fucking punts in this game.
Insane.
If you were going to put a Thursday night primetime game in the name of Jeff Bezos, who's paying legitimately $13 billion for 13 years of games, you need to have two teams that are either qualified to be in the NFL, or if they are 1-5 and 2-6, you're not allowed to punt. You're just not. Something needs to be put out there where like it needs to just make it enjoyable for the people.
I think, yeah, I do agree with you. It was such a bad game, and I tweeted that we all watched that for no reason because the spread also pushed. So like besides the under, you watch that for no reason. Bryce Young, I'm not giving up. I think you're crazy. People give up on quarterbacks so fast, and I know Bryce Young looks awful. His line sucks. You have to also give him that. His team around him is not very good. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket, which is a problem for him. Like CJ Stroud doesn't have a great team around him either, but I think he's making them better. I think that he definitely has a better team than the Panthers. 100% do. I think they have a better. You don't think they have a better team around him?
100%. 100%.
Phil says I think they definitely do.
I don't know. I think it's close.
I mean, yeah, I don't think one has a legitimate edge. I don't know.
You don't think the Texans do?
Oh, the Texans, yes, the Texans are. I'm sorry, Texans are better. I'm sorry, I'm still in the mode of the Bears and.
No, because I'm talking about because a lot of people.
Right, you're saying C.J. Stroud, yes.
Quarterback so fast, and C.J. Stroud's having a fantastic season. I just think that a lot of the times Bryce Young can't do much. The only thing I'll say about him, he doesn't look comfortable in the pocket when there is pressure. He looks so small on that football field. He really does not look like he belongs on that field. It looks like there's monsters compared to him. And that didn't look like it in college because he was so calm and poised at Alabama, I thought. Like, he really made some of the best decisions. I know it's totally different when he gets to the NFL. It's a different animal. But he does not look comfortable. But I don't think everyone's saying that, like, it's a runaway, like, that. What a bat. He's a bust. Number one is a moron, in my opinion. You got to give the guy some time when I think his line's dog shit.
All right. So, if you're the Panthers, though, you got Bryce Young, who basically had the exact same game as Tyson Bagent last night. Like, from no one threw a touchdown, no one threw an interception. Both threw 33, one threw 33 times, one through 38 times. Neither threw 200 yards passing. And think about all the Panthers gave up to get Bryce Young. They don't have a number one pick next year, for the next draft. And Tyson Bagent was a guy literally off the street, and that's got to be tough to swallow.
Well, he was the D2 Heisman.
That's gotta be. If you're a Panthers fan, though, that's a tip.
No, I know it's concerning. 100% is concerning. It's not. I'm not saying that like, hey, just give him a second. Like there is some throws. I'm like, what the fuck was that? But then there's some throws. I'm like, all right, it's there. Like it's still 9 games the guy has had. It's been a struggle bus for him. Like again, when he's in that pocket, it's like he looks choppy. He doesn't look like he's comfortable going through his progressions. It looks like he's just looking at one receiver and that's it. I just don't know.
What was his best? Obviously, I'm not a college football fan. What was his assets in college? What made him excel in college? What was he great at?
He had an above-average offensive line.
Yeah, like he had time to throw.
He had wide receivers in which Adam Thielen, who's not a bad wide receiver, but obviously not a number one ace guy, getting 10 targets in a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Adam Thielen is a number 3 receiver in the NFL. That's
right now.
Fact.
Maybe you can,
right
you can number 2 him. You can number
I think
2 him,
right now he's a 3.
But he's number 3 more than likely.
And that's their number one guy. Like, you have to give the guy a fucking chance on the Panthers. Like, we're the worst team for a reason also.
Marty, I think overreactionary idiots are not giving Bryce Young the benefit of the doubt right now. Number one, C.J. Stroud's just making everybody look bad.
That's what's hurting him as well. When the number 2 guy's outperforming, like, going to be in the playoffs almost, like, that's fucking him.
That's tough. And number 2, Panthers are a mess right now. They're the kind of like Frank Wright. He's already having problems with the team and the management. That's not good. And who knows if he can coach anymore? I thought he had it in him with the Colts. Apparently not. And when you say the offensive line, here's a prime example. Miles Sanders last year and throughout his career with the Eagles was an above-average running back. He would average up the top of the league in yards per carry, and people would wonder, why isn't he getting the ball more? He had negative yards last night. Now, granted, 2 carries, but he was shadowed by just how good the Eagles' offensive line was. And now he goes down here, he can't do anything. And the Panthers just don't have much to work with around Young. And I don't necessarily think it's his fault. Could he be playing better? Of course.
Saying though, like, he doesn't have anybody. Like Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard.
Hey.
You like that?
I did. Drop Dulles Airport next.
But yeah, I just think that, like, people are just so crazy. It's week to week, every single week. Like, the NFL's so reactionary to the last week. It's insane. Like, it is funny that his one win is over C.J. Stroud.
I was just going to mention that you're rant on health debate. C.J. Stroud lost to the Panthers last week.
Yeah.
The 0-7 Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what happened. And he'll be fine, I think. I actually don't know. I don't want to say he'll be fine. You'll just give him a couple You got to give him till at least the end of next year. Because like think about how many like Justin Fields. We're still trying to figure out if that fucking
I was
guy.
going to mention Trevor Lawrence, his rookie year. He was atrocious.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he had a coach that didn't know who Aaron Donald was,
But his coach sucked. His team sucked.
Yeah.
It looks the Panthers have been in. Look at when even last year, Baker and McCaffrey on the team. Like they kind of thought they were getting. It was abysmal. It was so bad. Like the organization is just awful in itself. They have to figure it out.
A very reactionary owner, though. Like, their owner will make, like, I mean, you saw he traded up all those.
I was going to say, look, they ruined the future of the franchise for the next couple years. I mean, that number one pick they traded away for this next draft is so valuable, and it's such a what they did was malpractice.
I wouldn't
it's
even
awful.
They gave him DJ Moore away for free, so.
But all right. But they got the number one pick,
I shouldn't say for free, but they just threw him in there.
No, I'm not saying him. Like you said, it's like they threw away the pick, but they got the number one pick.
They had to trade away, but they had a high pick last year anyway, and then they lose what could be the number one pick this year.
Yeah, I know, but I think if you're that's as
crazy.
As a fan, if your coach, if your owner or whatever is trying to get the number one pick and you got the number one pick, it's just that like if he's working out right now, we're not talking about this,
No, of course not. But that's where C.J. Stroud being that much better than Bryce Young thus far really, really hurts, because if you trade to get the number one overall pick, you better be sure you're making the right decision.
You need Peyton Manning. You need to have a guy that's a clear number one. I don't think Bryce Young was ever that clear of a number one.
I mean, yes, he was a Heisman.
Okay, a lot of guys
but
Heisman are orange.
Mark,
that means shit.
It came down to pretty close to the draft who was going to be number
fellas,
one.
No. He was pretty damn clear number one.
This was not. No, what are we doing? This was not Peyton Manning. This was not a clear number one.
Clement, you talk about he was not Peyton Manning. Like we're talking about one of the best. There's not a Peyton Manning in any draft. What draft is there a Peyton Manning?
I think what Clemmer's saying is like there's the Trevor, like Ev has said this, like there's the Trevor Lawrence's, the Andrew Luck's, where it's just like you make
that trade, Marty. Unless you have that guy, you do not make that trade.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. I'm sane.
No, you are, because Bryce Young was a fucking he was like Duke said, it was number one. It definitely.
I just asked why would he excel, and Smitty said because basically his team was good around him.
No,
it's not.
No.
I'm saying that's
talking out of your ass.
Yeah.
That's like someone that just does not pay attention. His mobility.
You heard the conversation. You weren't yelling back then. We just had it like 2 minutes
the
ago.
amount of how clutch he was at Alabama with 2 minutes left, the decision making, his throws, his running ability, it was fucking insane. We're not talking about some schlep. And you said a lot of people win the Heisman. No, they don't. And second,
a lot of guys win the Heisman don't have great NFL careers, Marty.
Yes, but
that's true.
It has no bearing on being the number one pick. It's
100%.
No, it doesn't.
It helps. That helps.
But does it help anything?
You're telling. Winning the Heisman doesn't help getting higher.
It should not have any bearing at all.
It fucking does.
I don't know if it does.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if
What's
it does.
the percent? I need to see.
Does Johnny Manziel get picked that high in the first
Was he
draft?
the number one pick?
He wasn't the number one pick.
He was a late first.
That makes my argument for
No,
me.
it fucking doesn't.
Yes,
Let me
it does.
fucking talk. If Johnny Manziel doesn't win the Heisman, he's not getting drafted in the first round. He's not.
That's not at all what I'm talking about. I'm
talking about it helps your draft grade.
But the number one pick
helps you get drafted higher.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow would have been like a 7th round pick, and then he wins the Heisman. And
Okay.
First overall.
Okay, great.
No, but that you did.
No,
the
if
fill.
he came
you
in,
did the fill.
okay,
You
no,
did the
stop.
fill. Okay, great.
Stop. If he
Don't tell me to stop, because you did the same thing to me fucking 2 seconds ago.
And I shut up.
Okay, so go now.
Thank you, sir. If Burrow had finished second to Heisman, you think he'd be a 7th round pick?
No, but he'd probably be a late first.
Yeah.
So just because some voters if you're the GM and you're basing it because of some media personnel picking you, then you're not a good GM.
No, it's on the stats.
Wait.
It's on the fucking stats.
I got it. Let me go through some quarterbacks that have recently won the Heisman.
No, go through everyone who wins the Heisman.
I'm going through it. Bryce Young, Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield.
All these guys are number one overall picks, by the way.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry.
No, we're okay.
We're talking
Marcus
about
Mariota, Jameis Winston,
Number one pick.
Johnny Manziel, RG3, Cam Newton,
Number one pick.
Mark Ingram, Sam Bradford,
Number one pick.
Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush, and that's when you're talking like 2007 and before.
When did Tim Tebow get drafted?
Like 2010?
Yeah.
No, what pick?
Like late first.
Late first. He does not get drafted late first if he's not a Heisman like the way he's a bad quarterback.
I'll say it again. If you're a GM and you're basing your number one pick because some media personnel voted for a guy,
there are so many bad GMs in the NFL.
But it's not a.
then that's a bad job.
It's not a media person. Like
That's who votes in the Heisman.
I know. But it's
but
not.
But you're not going to win the Heisman unless
their
you're
stats are
good
backing it up
and ready
But
for the NFL. Unless you're Troy Smith.
Can I draw it back
Or
to Bryce
Jason
Young for a
White.
second? Bryce Young had a bunch of things that he did so much better than everybody in the quarterback class. He makes throws that even C.J. Stroud I don't think could make.
Yes.
The thing that is biggest detriment to him that still is probably a problem is his size. That's it. Everything else is like he'd be getting Caleb Williams hype if he was 6'1".
Yeah, but dudes, and this is what I was saying earlier that you missed. You don't think it is bad for him that he has absolute shit around him? Is he good enough to overcome zero offensive line? Adam Thielen as his number one wide receiver? Like
I truly don't know.
I might be higher on
can.
Bryce Young than most, but yes, I think that definitely not this year. But I think his sophomore leap will be huge.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. Where it's like he was unbelievable in college. Like what we're talking about, it's not Peyton Manning, but it's like he was like, this guy is going to be unbelievable. The way the amount of times the clutch situations that he won a game for Alabama was crazy. And I just don't think that. I think you're just insane if you don't think the Heisman has anything to do with your draft class.
I don't think it should have anything to do with it. Now, if it should all be about watching the guy, how he's going to perform in the NFL, stats, those things.
They do that too, right?
I would hope so. Phil's like, Phil, you have something. You keep shaking back there. What's happening?
We're ignoring the most obvious red flag about Bryce Young at his time in college.
Okay.
He didn't win a national title. How are you at Alabama for 3 years and you don't win a national title?
Well, I mean, it's a little harder to just say.
But you're in Alabama.
But that should matter if you take a guy number one or not.
It would give me pause.
Didn't like
Okay,
AJ
no.
McCarron?
That's actually really fair because then you have to consider who else would you take? Someone that won the national championship. All right, like you should have taken C.J. Stroud.
He didn't win.
Oh, C.J. Stroud didn't win the national championship. Okay, then the argument's thrown out the window.
Oh,
it would give me pause.
I thought you were yelling at me.
No, that was the dumbest argument.
All right, Phil. I'm glad you shook. I'm glad you shook like a leaf for that for 10 minutes.
shaking.
I saw it. It was very distracting.
The B's asterisk R stool people are coming after me.
Okay, you'll be okay, Phil. It's gonna be all right. Here's my point: is that here's what I think, and obviously I'm not an NFL GM. I never will be. But if I'm gonna trade two very high number one picks, probably I need a guy that I know is an Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning. I would never do it for a guy that's not a Trevor Lawrence. I need a guy that's gonna be a guy that I know. I'm certain is going to be a great player. I could never trade those two picks unless I was 100% certain. And for me, Bryce Young, I'm not a college fan, so I'm not going to pretend to be. He doesn't look anything like those guys.
But let me just bring it back to where we just said Trevor Lawrence was horrible.
He still looked better than Bryce Young does in his rookie year.
He looked pretty bad his first year.
He did not look good.
But seriously, if you
who was his coach though?
Yeah, I mean the Urban Meyer thing was a disaster.
Frank Reich's not looking great either. Like,
that's not fair.
He's not.
I mean, Urban
Meyer's horrible. I get it, but Frank
Urban
Reich's
Meyer's
not looking
historic.
great.
Might be like historic.
Bryce Young's not getting a lot. The fact of the matter is, nobody can make a decision right now on Bryce Young's entire career, even if C.J. Stroud is looking that much over him.
Yeah, because
nobody can do it. You can't declare C.J. Stroud's career better than Bryce Young's. Like once it's said and done right now.
No, we talked about with Nick Mangold too. Sophomore year is a reason for slumps because people get adjusted to the quarterback, and there's a lot more film on him and the way he does his progressions, everything.
I don't think Bryce Young is Ryan Leaf. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think he's a bust. I think he could have a very nice career. I have no idea. But trading away two picks, especially that second one, if you're starting a rookie quarterback, so you know you're going to do bad. That's crazy to me. It was I said at the time, this isn't like
I don't think you're
it's nuts.
I don't think it's nuts because he still can be that generational quarterback. I think you put CJ Stroud on this team, I think they have maybe 2 wins. I don't think that they do.
I'm not
I don't think it's like anything crazier. Their team, I think they have the worst roster in the NFL.
I'm not going to argue.
I would like to debate that for the Patriots, but neither here nor there.
You think the Patriots have a worse roster?
Right now with the injuries, yes, but I'm just. But yeah, the
Even
Panthers do. The Panthers have a really bad roster.
It's a bad roster where it's like I think you put any quarterback there, it's like
I do
struggle.
think at the time I thought that Bryce Young was worth the move up.
I still think it is. I think you got to give him a fucking chance. And
Sincerely, like pocket presence till this day, I've never seen someone so poised, so calm, move around so well in the pocket
Dukes,
at the college level.
I thought the same exact thing.
Like it really was just his size. Like I thought by now he'd get injured. But obviously we'll see it play out. I mean, in a year from now,
The other thing too is like
I won't stick to this. This is my take. In a year, if it doesn't work out, I'll say I was wrong.
he's not
Yeah,
even the second best rookie quarterback this year. Anthony Richardson, I know he got hurt, but he looked way better than Bryce Young.
But he played 3 games.
I know, I understand, and durability means something.
And one more thing before I started to cut you off, but we did see when Gardner Minshew came in, it wasn't like that deep of a drop off. Like
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew's played some pretty good ball.
He's
for the-
also
for the
playing
Colts.
kind of the same.
I just thought Richardson looked really. I thought Richardson looked
Yeah, but you can't say
substantially better than Bryce Young. But durability means something.
Yeah, and there's a reason. Like he runs the ball. He got hurt. Like he actually got hurt every game he played.
I'm just saying.
Every game he played, he got taken out.
You're not wrong, but I'm just saying that he looked so much better than Bryce Young.
I don't know if he looks so much better.
I thought he
He had maybe like a
much
couple
better.
more highlights, but like also he has a team. You know, like
A better team, a better roster.
a way better.
I would say way. I'd say better.
I think it's way better.
Okay.
Like their receiving core in itself is, and their running backs. He didn't have Taylor, but even like Moss was good for them when he was out. Taylor, and their defense is like the Colts are in the playoff picture, aren't they?
Yeah, they were like around
Yeah.
there.
And that's with Gardner Minshew. But regardless, yeah, that was a nice little debate on Bryce Young. I guess we'll get back to that debate next year.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what happens this year with him. It's more next year.
If Bryce Young is a bad quarterback in the NFL, I will officially be out on short quarterbacks in the NFL. I want my quarterbacks to be tall and handsome.
See, that's the other thing. That's the last thing I'll say is like, if you're going based off that, like Will Levis, like are you just gonna draft someone based because they're tall, strong, and like have the
No,
NFL
but it is an interesting point because name the short quarterbacks that had success. Okay, Kyler had almost an MVP year, but I guess the jury's still out on him. Drew Brees one of the best of all time. Flutie, like who else was?
Frank Tarkenton.
There's more
Exactly.
than success.
Exactly.
Michael
exactly.
Vick.
Dudes just went full Clemmer with the Frank Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton.
Exactly.
Frank Tarkenton.
Fran.
How tall
Get his
is
name
Michael
right.
Vick?
Frank Tarkenton.
Why do you do that? It's to get the guy's name right. It's a person's name. He has a great career. I mean,
Yeah, he's the most prolific scrambling quarterback of all time.
yeah.
Len Dawson, Joe Theismann, Michael Vick.
Was Vick that small?
Vic had to have been 6 foot.
6 foot.
Baker's short and he stinks.
Well, Baker will go down as one of the weirdest careers in the NFL.
very strange.
Or he'll just be a bad quarterback and that's all he'll be remembered
So
for.
why is people get he's had 6 coaches in 7 years. Is that
Well,
is
he's
that his
been on
fault?
like, 4 teams? That's what happens.
No, that matters.
That
It's
matters
like
a
it's like
ton.
as much Max sucks. But even like 3 coordinators in 3 years, like it's not
hard.
good for development.
But it's Baker's fault because everyone
It's
thinks
his
it's funny.
fault that he keeps going to these different teams because no one wants to keep him along.
So when he almost brought the Browns to, I'm not doing this.
To the
Yeah,
Super.
we're not doing. Can we talk
I mean, it
about
almost brought the Browns to a fucking AFC championship, but that's not his fault. That's not the.
Bill's doing everything he can to derail the show today.
Yeah, last night.
Doing a good job.
Sucked. The game sucked. I don't even need to talk
I mean,
about
this
it
is a
anymore.
bad.
One thing to take away from the game, though, is these unders are real. So I talked earlier. The line started at 40, dropped to 38 at game time. Brad had that great tweet about how the unders are hitting 62.3% of the time. I think it's even higher now, obviously, after last night's game. Get on these unders quick. I think everyone's on them, but man, oh man, Ev says it all the time. They can't put these unders low enough. They can't put this line low enough.
Well, there you go. 42.5, 9:30 Sunday morning. Colts Patriots in Germany.
3 Patriot starters did not travel with the team.
Who?
Trent Brown, starting tackle. J.C. Jackson and Jack Jones, 2
Well, J.C.
starting
Jackson
corners.
might not. I don't think he even exists as a person anymore.
Why?
Did you see that? That's the guy from Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Did you see that the Chargers owner apologized to the team for signing him to that contract?
I didn't see that. I mean, the
He
Patriots.
apologized because it was such a
That's
bad
tough.
The
signing.
Patriots just have people that work in their system, and J.C. Jackson was one of those people.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's just like it's just funny to apologize to a team for signing him for $90 million.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, that's the one thing Bill does do good is get teams to sign people that don't deserve the money to huge contracts.
The line has already dropped a point for that game. I got a 43.5, but I don't see it. I mean, obviously things can happen, but these Europe games are always under. You have two teams that don't have great offenses. This line seems like crazy high. Am I wrong?
Well, who said it? This week or last week, Colts are the only team to score 20 points in each game.
Yeah, I think Ev said that. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
I'm on the Patriots here.
That's dumb.
I don't think it is. Why, dude, 2.5 is a weird. Like, I love the Patriots here. Love it.
Why?
Honestly, no reason.
Okay.
The Colts are just. I'm so sick of the Colts. I hate betting on them. I hate it. But the Patriots, this line to me is just my first instinct was Patriots, so that's what I'm going with.
This is the definition of a stay away game unless you want to do the under.
Yeah,
I agree, Smitty. I totally agree. Too many variables, too many bad teams.
I truly thought that we were could be frisky at the beginning of the year, and then with the injuries, just depleting it, just at a rapid pace to an already depleted roster. We are so bad. Every single game, I have zero hope.
Yeah, maybe the NFL is onto something here because the only reason to watch this game is because it's on. That's the only reason.
I'm not
as last night.
It's just so I'm not bored.
Sounds familiar.
1 o'clock. It's
exactly.
I'll watch anything on Sunday morning.
With that said, I love the Patriots this weekend. Because I want them to lose, so now they'll win.
I think this is a game. That's what I'm saying. They win these games.
Probably.
They win the random game. Like, they beat the Bills, right? They did, right?
Yeah, they beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills.
Clocked them.
It's like
Bills and the Jets, 2-0 in the AFC.
They win some weird games. They'll win this one.
I'm on the under only, like Smitty said. Other than that, just stay away.
I'm going to get to the NFL slate real quick. I just have to get this off my chest. Me and Dukes were texting last night. The James Madison game.
Oh.
We both had Kent State -3. Or -3.5 or -2.5. That's what the line ended at and started at. I was watching at first on the game app, just on the score app, and then I ran to my TV to get ESPN Plus on. They're up 4 with 4 seconds left.
5
seconds left. And are we allowed to show this? Yeah, right?
It's just a picture.
Oh, picture. So, yeah, you have this. So they're up 5 with 3.8 seconds left.
Okay.
There's no live line on this, I bet. But what do you think the live line should have been?
-10,000.
Well, I mean, for James Madison, it'd be at least -10,000 for Kent State. But I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
Realistically, plus 10,000, but books don't go up that high.
It'd
be plus what, 4,000?
4,000, I'd say. Yeah. So they're also inbounding. This is James Madison inbounding from the far.
Okay.
He throws a fucking little lollipop pass where the guy catches it with his back towards the basket, turns around, bangs a 3.
Okay.
Okay, so now there's a second left.
All right.
You're like, all right, we're still kind of okay if they foul on the inbound, shoot 2 free throws, make them both. You're up 4, cover.
Yes.
Kent State's about to inbound inbound it. They got called for an offensive charge on a inbound. And then James Madison does a backdoor cut.
Great play draw. Great play design.
Layup, ties it, goes overtime. James Madison won by 5.
Why didn't he have
This is what college basketball, you can't fucking predict that shit. 5 points with 3.9 seconds left?
That's crazy.
I thought Duke, Kentucky with Christian Laettner proved that you always need somebody defending the inbounder when it's a long pass with less than 5 seconds left. I mean, that's on Kent State right there.
%. I never understand. I get having 5 guys on 4 makes sense, like when you don't cover the inbounder, but it's so hard to make that pass when someone's in front of your face with a basket.
100%.
It just is. Like it's going crazy, jumping up and down. That does fuck with the person. Especially they didn't have it it's just so it was horrible. But That's why college basketball's the best, kind of, though. It sucks, but it's why it's the best.
Credit to JMU, baby, 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
God save you,
also,
though.
going off that, yeah, JMU is going to be. Oh, sorry, wrong button. JMU could run the table. Like they're going to be favored in. I think if they have 30 games left or whatever it is, like 29 out of the 30 games.
Do they play anyone?
No, I mean they got their 2 hardest games out of the way, and they could have like people.
Wow.
Like Norlander said that they could have an FAU type season.
Michigan State sucks, by the way. I was watching their game a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
They played a they played a no logo team, and they couldn't get fucking. They can't shoot for shit.
They'll be fun in the long run, but yeah, they suck at the beginning of the year.
They have no threes.
They're still adjusting to having no Hauser.
Yeah, because he shot all the threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You still get Tom Izzo in the dance.
Yeah, don't fucking even.
I think
He's a Sweet 16 magnet.
I've had this take for a while. Izzo is probably fucking giddy that his top 10 team in the country coming into the year is playing bad. So then he rip them apart, make them run, and then all of a sudden it comes March time and they're a 5 seed and they're in the Elite 8 and you're like, oh, Izzo did it again, baby.
And he'll never win a championship again. Because he won one 23 years ago. But yeah, let's call him.
That's all you need. That's all you need, Marty. You just need one. If you didn't have one,
his Final
Four questioned every single year.
Yeah, good for him. Fucking loser, that guy. Texans.
Is he the one? Is he the one you compared to the H-Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
It wasn't because of his acts. And also,
no, I didn't do shit.
Dukes
you cannot drag me down.
Started it.
What'd I say?
You said you started it. You compared him to something of like.
I said Tom Izzo making. I said he's a dictator.
Yeah. So you started it.
Most coaches are dictators.
Yeah.
There are other dictators besides the
H-man. Not every coach is the H-man.
Could have gone with another dictator there.
Yeah, let's put some blind resumes up there. Bob Knight, rest in peace. Tom Izzo, H-Man, Kim Jong-un. Let's see who comes out on top.
Let me tell you, when the AP News or whatever DM'd me and I texted somebody, I was like, yo, is the AP News big? And that
was me.
It was you. And he goes, dude, and you didn't give me a straight answer.
You asked Dukes that?
Yeah, I asked Dukes, and Dukes I remember his answer. He was like, dude, I think that's like the AP rankings.
No. I said, from my perspective, Mario was like, dude, is the AP good? Is the AP big? And I was like, is the Associated Press big? I go, the AP? I was like, dude, it's like the AP top 25. And he was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so they DM'd me like, do you have a comment on
primary news source for the country?
And I remember after Hunter wasn't on the podcast, and after his Michigan game, a reporter came up to him and was like, hey, can I ask your comments about when you called someone the H-man? And I was like, oh my God, this is going to get out of hand. Man, you know, he's not. Yeah. But yeah, then I had to text Dave, and Dave's like, what the fuck? All right. Next game, Texans-Bengals. Bengals are 6.5. I don't see a world. I love the Bengals here.
Me too, and I feel it's so square, and I know I'm the square guy.
I think I don't see square here because I think a lot of people have the thought of C.J. Stroud being like, from last week especially, which he deserves it against the against the Bucks, where it's like, all right, the Bucks obviously I've been wrong about them. They stink. Like I think people have that in their head. And they're like, oh, 6.5 points for the Texans, and the Bengals are so good right now, and they're on such a streak where the Bengals start to become like Super Bowl favorites soon.
They're at home.
I think they rout them.
I think you're right. I think this is a blowout.
Me too. I really do.
The fact that it's at home, I think, says it's going to.
And we talked about it, fellas. They beat the Bucks, the Texans. They beat the Saints. They beat the Falcons, and they beat the Steelers. Not crazy. They also lost some bad games they lost to the Colts and they lost to the Panthers. Like, I think the Bengals are so good right now. I think you have to take them.
Texans are also 1-3 on the road.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the money is all over the Houston Texans.
Yep.
All right.
Not that much. They're getting sharp money, but they're also getting 36% of the money on 29% of the bet. So not really that much.
You want to
love the Bengals here?
Another under 38.5 is the under here. Steelers Packers. My God, do I not want to watch that game? That is one of the worst games, I think. I actually almost rather watch the Panthers than the Bears. I hate watching both of their offenses.
Someone needs to. I love the Steelers here.
Yeah, this is a Steelers game, and if you have survivor picks where you can't take the Cowboys this week, this is the game you take the Steelers. Seriously, because their defense is just going to eat up Love.
Honestly,
they're not going to score over 20 points, but there's no way the Packers should be able to move the ball.
Where do you rank Jordan Love amongst NFL quarterbacks?
28th.
Smitty, I was legitimately about to say the same thing.
Honestly, it's probably right around there. But it's again, we just went through this all with Bryce Young, and I know he's been in the league 3 years, backing up the best quarterback ever. I think that you do have to give him one more with, like, his weapons are the same. We've been through this as Rodgers, just a year older. Like, he doesn't have any great weapons, but I think he stinks. I think his accuracy is actually a really bad part. But then I also saw I saw one clip where I was like, it was one of the best throws I've ever seen. Did you see the clip on Twitter? I don't even know how to explain it, but it was one of the best throws I've ever seen a quarterback throw, and it was Jordan Love.
I haven't seen him look like an NFL quarterback when he's not playing the Chicago Bears, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's why you take the Steelers here, because it's like that defense against Jordan Love should swallow him up.
Only team the Packers have beaten on the road this year is the Bears in Week 1.
So that's who you think you should take, Smitty, as a you have to think people have taken the Cowboys already. So
if you're dwindling and need a spot here, I think the Steelers are an excellent play. They also play their home and away splits are kind of night and day. Like they get up for home, they'll play an ugly game. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout. It might not even be a cover at -3, but I think they win the game.
Why not Bengals?
That could be one too.
Hey,
or why not Bills?
The Bills usually people take the Bills early.
Look, I'm saying from a survivor out of the box standpoint.
Okay,
if you need to take a team, think about the Steelers.
I like it. I'm with you, Smitty. I think the Steelers win this game pretty easily. I totally agree.
Because you got to get through 16 weeks, and you got a couple of weeks coming up where, I mean, you're going to have to take 2 teams probably. It's not the worst play to make.
I completely agree.
I get what you mean, Smitty, because I have the Cowboys left. I got to burn, and they play the Giants this week and the Panthers next week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to be on the Cowboys this week versus the Giants because I think Tommy DeVito's just the worst.
It's the biggest spread of the year so far, Phil.
Yeah,
you could squeeze one out here.
17 points.
And have the Cowboys next week would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about taking the Bears last night too, but I didn't end up pulling the trigger because I was scared.
That's scary, though.
Yeah. This game, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I think these teams are the same exact team, in my opinion. Titans, Buccaneers.
It's such a stay away.
The same exact team.
I'm not going anywhere.
You have no idea. They have some weapons. You got DeAndre Hopkins. You got Mike Evans. You got Godwin. I just don't love. I would lean Buccaneers just because they're home, honestly, and I think that they have a slight edge with, like, Will Levis is still his 4th game, third game. I don't know. I have no feel on that game, and I'm not going to lie. But I will be betting it, and I'll be betting the Bucs.
Oh, I'm not touching this game. I'm not even touching the over/under. I'm just staying away from this game, running away from this game.
This is an observation game. I'm very interested to see how Will Levis does this game.
Me too.
To be honest.
Yep.
I think he can light it up, or he can be benched next week.
Yeah.
Like, anything can happen.
This is my favorite game of the week. Browns-Ravens. The Browns give the Ravens trouble. The Browns defense has been very good. Deshaun Watson didn't really play like that good last week. His touchdown was off a guy's head. Like, he played fine, I think. And I just don't. 6.5 for a division game is a lot.
It is.
For a team that's not bad either. Like, the Browns are a good team.
Why does it feel like the Ravens play every game at home?
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. It does feel like that.
This is another quote test game for them where they had it against the Lions, blew them out. Had it against the Seahawks, maybe not to that extent, blew them out. And now they get the Browns at home. And you know what? I was apprehensive against the Ravens. Those 2 games, fuck it. I don't care if it's a division game. Ravens are hot. They might only win by a touchdown, but you know what? That's enough.
Smitty, I kind of feel the same way as you. I think like gambling brain, Marty, is like you got to take the Browns 6.5. Like that's so many points. Like, and I love their defense, but the Ravens just have been pummeling these good teams and like really like they're playing their best football right now. I'd rather just sit back and I'll lose on the I'd rather the Ravens just.
I can't bet against the Ravens right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I could do
but I do. But that 6.5 is too much for me. The water's too deep here. I'm scared of this game. I can't wait to watch it, but as a gambler, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
On the flip side, I think if this is in Cleveland, Cleveland wins.
Yes. Cleveland's also way better at home too. I think their defense is like the margins of their defense of home and away is like actually insane. If Lamar doesn't like turn the ball over here and wins this game, is he the favorite to win the MVP?
I'd say yes.
I think so too, right?
I'd also say that this is kind of a prove-it game for Deshaun Watson in a way. Like, what's his signature moment as a Brown?
Yeah, he's.
He doesn't have one.
But Meek, the thing is, they're not going to bench him. They're stuck.
They're not going to bench him, but like, how many times are we going to watch him have like 2 or 3 turnovers and say like, oh, this is the worst trade in NFL history? Like, at some point,
he's got Cleveland and the Browns and the entire franchise by the balls. Him not coming back from the injury when he said he's like good to come back, like he can do what he wants.
Yeah, no, he
doesn't
can
need
do
to try.
Literally whatever.
Got guaranteed money.
Yeah.
True.
100%.
Maybe prove-it game isn't the right term, but this is more of a how good are you game. Like
Step up game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But if he doesn't have it in him, he might just not have it in him.
This is the kind of game where a quarterback with the most guaranteed money in the NFL has to show up.
The problem is, though, Phil, I've said it to myself so many times about him in so many games of the Browns now where, like, I know last year he was like, we're waiting. He didn't play a lot. Wait. And we still haven't seen it. And then he got hurt again, and now I feel like he's starting all over again. And I agree with you.
Oh, I'm not saying take the Browns. I'm on the Ravens with you guys. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you,
the
though.
Browns
It is like a proof. Like, this is Ravens is an amazing defense. Fucking show something, and we'll see. This game is very, very great as well, which is 1 o'clock slate is fucking.
Yeah.
1 o'clock slate is always jam-packed with some good games, and then you get to the 4 o'clocks, you're like, ugh, Commanders, Cowboys. Giants, Cowboys. But this next game, 49ers, Jaguars.
Yeah.
I love the 49ers.
Oh, I'm the opposite.
Oh,
I love the Jaguars here.
I love the Jaguars, too.
Love the 49ers.
Oh.
I love the 49ers. I'm a Marty.
Love the 49ers. Everyone is down on the 49ers now. Oh, it's Debo. Is Debo playing?
Yes. I believe Debo will be back. He practiced this week.
Have they lost with Debo this year?
They have not.
They're off a bye, too. So
Off a bye,
that always
exactly.
matters.
So is Jacksonville.
Yeah, I get that. This is 49ers everything for me. I love the 49ers. Why do you like the guys like the Jaguars?
I'm getting.
I like.
Go ahead, Smitty.
No, you go. By all means.
You're getting this Jaguars at home. They've won 5 in a row. They're coming off a bye, and I'm getting 3 points. Yep, let's go.
Doesn't that concern you a little bit that you're getting 3 points after all the good things you just said, and the other team just lost 3?
I also don't trust Brock Purdy. And I think that, yes, getting Debo back is huge. It really is a big deal. I don't know. I feel a lot more confidence with the Jaguars. And I keep saying, and I'm getting the 3 points. Okay, sign me up.
I agree with everything Christopher Clemmer just said, as well as they're 5-3. People still talk about this team like they're 5-0. A little bit. They're 5-3, and they lost 3 pretty shitty games.
It slowed down after the third loss. Yeah, the second loss there was like, oh, that'll be fine. And the third loss, it's been. This is why you guys really think the 49ers will be 5-4.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
because I know they can win by 1
we're
or
talking
2.
3 points.
We're getting those 3 points too.
Usually, you guys know 3 is kind of a pick 'em at this point, and it's
kind of.
It is.
I'm taking the Jaguars with the 3 points at home. Not only that, the money is all over the Jaguars. The sharp money. It is 73% of the money and 41% of the bets. It's the biggest game this year for the money.
I think
or biggest game this week.
Trent Williams being back is really huge.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's what I'm saying. They're getting healthy.
I'd be willing to say he's probably the most important non-QB offensive player in football, Trent Williams.
Now, that being said, I was all over the Jaguars at home against the Chiefs, and they not only didn't cover, they laid their dicks on the ground and had to be stomped all over the place in a really apathetic loss earlier this season. So fuck the Jaguars for that game. But I'm still riding the Jags.
And I'll say this: if this game was in San Francisco, I'd probably be a stay away from me. Like I wouldn't be as confident, you know.
Only stay away game this would be if it was in London for me, because they're unbelievable in London.
Then I wouldn't be a stay away. Then I'd be all about the Jaguars.
I'd be all about Jaguars.
But
fucking love.
I like the Jaguars at home here a lot. I love getting the 3 points. I love they got a 5-game win streak. I love they're coming off a bye. There's so many positive things, and they're an underdog. Okay.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I also don't like Brock Purdy.
I don't know why though. Like he has shown though that like he was incredible last year.
Teams figured him out.
So incredible for the first 5 games. Like he had a little bit.
Maybe it is a Deebo factor. Maybe
I think
might be
where it's like and Williams back. I don't know. I guess
you're not worried defenses have figured it out with Brock Purdy.
No, because I think that they have their coaching and play calling is so good that I think they can get past that. Like I don't think he has to be that good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Hot take. This is a Super Bowl preview.
Could be.
I don't believe in
I don't think it is, but it could be.
I don't believe in the Jaguars that.
I don't believe in the Niners either to make the Super Bowl necessarily.
Yeah, still.
The Niners lost to the Vikings when the Vikings were like they should not have lost that game. You drop one in Cleveland to PJ Walker, and then you lose to the Vikings, and then who'd they lose to the last game?
Well, the last game he had a concussion. He played versus the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals. Okay, that's a fair loss.
Yeah.
But you lose. You got to win one of those 3 games.
This is literally. I know this is stupid. This is literally why I love them, because it's been like they've been so bad, and it's like this is the time. This is.
It's
I
the
love
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we a Josh Dobbs podcast?
Yes. Yes.
Vikings.
Plus 125
Plus
to make
3.
the playoffs. Still there.
I bet it that night we talked about it. It's me. The night we had it talked about the show. I bet it.
Bro, even if they lose this game, they have. Which I mean, New Orleans at home. I think they win. I love this.
Dude, I think I like the Vikings too.
Yeah. Even if they lose this game, they still have Denver, Chicago, bye, Las Vegas, and then at Cincy, not good, and then home Detroit, Green Bay, Detroit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. All they got to do is win 4 of them for the playoffs, pretty much.
And the teams chasing them aren't good.
If they win 5, they're a lock.
The teams chasing them are not good.
And maybe like after that bye, Justin Jefferson's back.
Oh, I think Justin Jefferson's back next week, right?
They keep hinting it, but they're like, I don't know how serious. Like we don't want to put a timetable on it, but like they activate it. I don't know. It's very confusing with him. They haven't really completely said.
Who catches the Vikings? The Falcons? The Bucks?
Exactly.
The Packers? The Commanders? I don't have confidence in any of those teams.
What about the Saints?
What do them do if Sam
Saints already have a spot?
No. I'm sorry. I'm talking about this game. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you do? You think the Saints have any chance? Like, obviously, they have a chance in this game. I'm not saying.
Oh yeah.
No, I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be a good game. But I love the Vikings because of the Josh Dobbs factor. I just do.
I seriously do too. It's so stupid, but it really he's a gamer, and sometimes when you have that weird story to your team, and like the Saints have been so they've been like. Everyone kind of had a lot more expectations for them with Derek Carr, and then they kind of went down a little bit. Then they go back up a little bit. It's definitely going to be a weird game. Like someone wins on a weird ending play. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a straight Vikings just win by 10. It's going to be some tomfoolery.
No, that the line is +3, and the Vikings, they might lose this game, but I don't think they're losing by anything more than 5 or 6.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not betting. I put my money that I would bet on the game toward them making the playoffs. Like I'm more confident they'll make the playoffs and win this game, if that makes any sense.
But +3 and +134 for this week for the Vikings, love it. Love it.
All right, now we're at the 4 o'clock games, and I'm going to tell you something right now. This is my favorite play of the week.
Ooh.
Cardinals +2. against the Falcons.
So there's some breaking news about this game. Kyle Pitts is out of practice today for the birth of his child. I don't know if that means you want to take a Kyle Pitts.
I'll take him for a touchdown, yes, but not. I'm going. This is a Kyler Murray is gonna come back, and I'm not even a Kyler Murray fan. I think he kind of stinks, but I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna win this game. Everyone's gonna be talking about Kyler Murray this, Kyler Murray that. And then he'll fizzle out after. But I think this is just like he's been itching to come back. Mm-hmm. He's been fucking asking him to come back. They shouldn't even play him. They're so stupid for even playing him. They should be playing Tune to get any pick in this draft. And I think he wins this game. And everyone's going to be like, why the fuck would the Cardinals play him?
Counterpoint. And I do like the Cardinals this week, partly for that reason. But does Arthur Smith shaving his mustache at 3 a.m. due to trying to gain vibes have a factor?
Oh, let me tell you something. It crossed my mind. It was like, I that's a coach I can get behind, you know?
I'm on the under in this game. It started off at 44 is when I got it. It's already down to 43. I know this is a trend. I keep hammering, but if you want to get on those unders, get them early. Just like flip side, if you want to get an over, I'd wait. But for me, this is the under is the play in this game. Unders, they've been working all year, and this I don't like either of these offenses. And the line was 44. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is.
Under.
Smitty, you're Cardinals too.
It's probably a stay away game for me because but you just don't know. And Atlanta is so volatile. If they want to play, like they should win, but I just don't know if to stay away. But if I had to pick, it's the Cardinals.
All right, next game is Cowboys Giants. This is just no. I want no. 17. Dallas is 17. I would take the Giants here. I really would. Just because 17.
We were talking off air like what the highest spreads in NFL history were. Meek, do you remember what we looked up? Wasn't there like a minus 19 at one point or 20?
I think it was like the Vikings.
Do you want me to tell you what it was?
What was
Yeah.
It was the Jets. It was the Jets beating the Rams.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
I think it was like 19.
And the Jets won?
Yeah. That's how.
Let's go, G-Man.
Clymer, do you remember what game it was?
I don't.
I think wasn't that the game where you guys lost out on Lawrence?
Oh, was that game?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I lost a lot of money in that game. I had the Rams in a lot of parlays.
Oh.
It's tough.
Wait a second. The Rams were favored by 19 and lost straight up?
17. Yeah, and they won
Trevor Lawrence?
And they no. The LA Rams were 17-point dogs to the Jets.
Oh.
Oh, dogs. Okay.
Then I'm thinking of something else.
No. Hold on.
That can't be the right game.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up, Meek. The Jets were 17-point underdogs to the Rams.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
This was the Trevor Lawrence game.
This is the Trevor Lawrence game.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah.
Like the Rams lost, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl. That was the game that gave the Jaguars the edge over the Jets for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I still think about this game constantly.
No, the Rams did not win the Super Bowl that year. Jared Goff was the quarterback.
All right, it's fine. Because it
Got
doesn't
to
matter.
the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Whatever. They won the Super Bowl at some point.
They
won the Super Bowl
got
the year after.
They got to the Super Bowl.
the year after.
I've been here long. Oh my God, I've been
They
here.
lost to the Packers in the playoffs that year.
All right.
All right, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You get excited about things that don't matter.
It does not matter.
It matters to me.
All right.
All right, Phil. So I have a play for this game.
Dukes. Oh, man. Dukes just wiped the eye away. You could tell the pain.
Being in a room with Meek Phil that long, it's tough. I have a play for this game. Saquon Barkley, over 62.5 yards rushing. He's hit 63 or more.
That's it?
That's it.
He's hit 100 because he's going to get 30 times.
62.5. He's hit 63 or more the last 5 games. I like this play a lot. Saquon Barkley, over 62.5 yards rushing. Get it now. I like this play a lot.
The only thing that I'm a little scared about is that the Cowboys do know they're going to run 40 times, and they might not give it to him so many times because they'll just give it to Breida sometimes so he doesn't get hurt.
I think the reason the line is so low is because they expect a blowout, and maybe they'll either sit Barkley or they'll just be passing the second half. But you know what? All right, that's fine. 62.5. That's good. Let's go. He got 90 and 110 his last 2 games, so let's go.
Sorry, I was wrong.
Oh, Jesus.
Chat. I was wrong. I thought I was right the first time, but I was wrong. Two errors. One, it was the Jaguars versus the Broncos. 2013 28-point spread.
That makes more sense.
28?
Yeah, I think that what mine was the biggest spread that won. That was like the biggest upset.
Yeah,
Right.
28 is
That's
actually
wild.
like, you should be relegated.
And then Steve from the control room texted me because he said I was wrong about the Lawrence thing, just to bring up, and he said that didn't cost the Jets Trevor Lawrence. The Jets beat the Browns a few weeks later because the whole team got COVID.
Yeah, but it did. So to go back to that moment in time, it did cost us Trevor Lawrence because that was the moment when we got passed by. So in my brain, I'm like, I know that like the Jaguars aren't going to win more games. So in my mind, that was, and I talked to Kevin about it pretty regularly. In our minds, that's when we lost him.
Is this line going to go any further up? Wasn't it like 15 like 2 days ago?
It might get to 20. Like we're talking about Tommy. Like when Big Ev said that, it's like it's literally my friend. Like it's literally my friend Eric playing quarterback. Like,
it's awesome. I said this the other week. You guys have had multiple quarterbacks in the past decade, like 3 of them, maybe 4, that you don't trust to throw the football.
Yep.
The Giants played this team week 1 with Daniel Jones, and they couldn't score a touch. They couldn't score a point.
Yeah, close.
I've never seen this before, I don't think. The total team points, the line is 9.5.
For the Giants?
Yeah.
That's high.
I don't know if I've ever seen single digits.
I thought you were going to say like 3.
It should be 6.5 to be completely fair. It should be 8.
You should bet it. You can get under 9.5 is plus 114.
I don't bet against my team.
Well, people out there who aren't Giants fans, I'm not going to touch that, but under 9.5 is plus 114.
All right, next game. This will surprise some of you, but I am on the Chargers plus 3 at home against the Lions.
Hey, look at you.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Justin Herbert.
I mean, Justin
Why?
Herbert. I just think that this is the game where the Chargers show that like Justin Herbert's going to have a good game against the Lions. He had an awful game against the Jets. Like one of the worst I think he's ever played actually.
Yeah.
Like 125 yards he had. I am a little concerned about his finger on the opposite side. I don't know how much that it seems like it's bothering him, but like I don't know. I feel like this is a game where everyone's like, "Ooh, are the Chargers actually good?" And I don't think they are. And but yeah, this is just Chargers for me. You guys are Lions fans on this show, so what do you feel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm Lions. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm Lions.
You and ever Lions fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Lions take this.
I'm not.
They might not. I think it's gonna be close. I think it'll be like close to the line. But if I were to bet this game, it'd be Lions.
I have no feel in this game at all. I don't. The Chargers defense is a mess. But I like Justin Herbert a lot. But the Lions look good. But then every time I bet them, I feel like they let me down. I don't know. I'm staying away from this game. I look forward to watching it. I like that it's a 4:00 game. It's a pretty good one.
This is another dog shit game. And I just hate both teams. Commanders, Seahawks. I can't really get on the Seahawks schedule. I don't understand where I'm betting them wrong pretty much. I had them Ravens last week, but the Seahawks are minus 6.5. I like the Commanders. The Commanders are like a team that are kind of frisky against good teams. Does that make sense? When they play bad teams, they suck. They barely beat the Patriots last week. They lost to the Giants, but then they lose to the Eagles by like 6 points every time. Like I just think that I don't believe in the Seahawks is what I'm trying to say.
I do, and I don't believe in the Commanders. I think the Seahawks roll. I think this is a 2-score game minimum.
Tell me why you believe in the Seahawks.
They went in Detroit. They beat the Lions. Geno Smith, obviously not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he is above average at this point, especially in the NFL. Cross-country game for the Commanders. They're coming off a win. Ron Rivera is clueless. The Jack Del Rio is not only clueless but dickless. I think that the Seahawks find it right after the Ravens getting swamped. And they win by 2 score.
Yeah, the Seahawks have that one win against the Lions. The rest are against shitty teams. I kind of feel you. I get all the Commanders they're in shambles. They really
are. The Seahawks are 3-1.
Well, I'm a Howell fan.
The Seahawks are 3-1 at home this year. I like the Seahawks here. I'm not going to bet it though because the 6.5 is enough to scare me away. It's just too much.
That's why I think Commanders.
No, they win 2 scores. I love this game. I love it. And Seahawks, they went to Cincinnati. They lost by 4 in a game that came down to the wire. They beat the Browns at home, granted PJ Walker, but I mean they find ways to get stuff done, and they're leading the West right now. Like, they have to come out and play. And if this is at home, I mean, home field advantage doesn't mean as much as it did during the Legion of Boom days with the Seahawks, but Commanders traveling across the country, I think Seattle handles it.
I like Seattle in this one.
You guys all like Seattle? Should we all ride with Seattle?
I'm on Commanders.
No, leave Marty with Washington, please.
The rest of us? Why do you like him, Duke? Tell me, because I'm on the fence.
I should not change.
Pete Carroll, I like the Seahawks defense. They just got Leonard Williams, too. I love those cornerbacks like Witherspoon, I think is...
And the Commanders lost Chase Young and Montez Sweat.
Right. Like, I just think just based off just the coaching, difference in that game between Pete Carroll and Ron Rivera. Like, I think is huge. I think Pete Carroll's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Smitty is number 1 for the month right now at Pick Central. I'm number 2. Let's put our minds together, Smitty. I'm riding, baby. Let's go, Seahawks.
I'm gonna go Clemmer brain. Good team win game, bad team lose game.
Yeah, I'm riding. Clemmer brain. You wish.
I agree with your pick.
And the last game before we start to get out of here, because I do have one more thing. We got a big college basketball game tonight. Big.
We have 7.
Well, there's one that everyone cares about.
Yeah, Dayton versus Northwestern.
Yeah. Oh God, that sounds awful.
It's gonna be great.
That honestly sounds awful.
All right, Dayton with you.
Yeah, I'll take Dayton with you too. I'm saying just the other half is awful. I like Dayton. I'm a Dayton fan. The other half is awful. That team sucks.
Yeah.
What's the spread?
5 for Northwestern.
For Northwestern?
Well, it's a home game, but it's not going to be a home game. So it's probably 2.5 on a neutral court. They have the best point guard in the Big Ten, arguably, and then we lost our starting point guard. It's not really going to be that big of a worry. Vegas doesn't know that. We have probably the offense runs better through our point guard. Dayton is a hammer play, money line. Okay. I'm telling you, they're going to win outright. There's going to be more Dayton fans than Northwestern.
I'm with you. Before we get to the other game, Raiders, Jets, Sunday Night Football. We will be streaming it. I'm all over the Raiders. All over the Raiders. They're -1. That this Raiders team is reinvigorated. They are, oh man, I'm a Raiders fan. They are so ready to play football again. That fucking loser is out. I've never seen so many people.
People hate him.
Like, he must be the worst human being the way people talk about him after. Like, it's not even like, usually I feel bad for some people when it's like,
yeah, you lose your job.
Lose your job.
Josh McDaniels.
Also, it's the best job to lose your job when he gets paid, like, he's getting paid like $100 million the next 4 years. Regardless, so like when people come out and say things, but it's everyone coming out and saying how bad of a person he is and awful coach, blah, blah, blah. Devontae Adams is so excited, like, they sat, and Aiden O'Connell's still is starting, right?
Yeah, that's actually my pick. Aiden O'Connell under 206.5 passing yards. I don't have the Jets are in my graveyard. I'm so disgusted with them, but one thing the Jets do very well is shut down quarterbacks. Aiden O'Connell's not going to get 207 yards passing. Like, that's crazy, right?
I don't know if it's crazy. I mean, the Jets defense is really good, but you have
they shut quarterbacks down. It's one thing we can do.
Devontae Adams is just really good. I don't know. It's not a bad pick. I get your logic.
Yeah,
I get
that's
that.
my play for that.
I'm all over the Raiders here. What about you, Smitty?
I'm not going to be betting this one because I just don't. I don't know the feel of either two teams. I think this might be a good live bet game, but I could see the Jets stepping up and holding the Raiders to like a shutout. I also see the Raiders coming out and having the mojo and victory cigar in it again.
Because the Raiders are not, like, as much as people want to think, the Raiders are not, like, the Raiders win this, they're 500. Like,
yeah, the Raiders aren't bad, but Aiden O'Connell has the potential to be bad.
Yeah, that's one thing.
In Vegas.
Or one thing. It's in Vegas. Yeah, no, I'm on Raiders.
Like, we know Zach Wilson has a top out of being like average, but he can game manage and the Jets can very easily win. Aiden O'Connell could give this game away. I just don't know.
But he also could definitely be better than Zach Wilson.
He definitely can.
I'm not sure if Zach Wilson's playing himself out there.
I think this Jets defense though lives for guys like Aiden O'Connell. Like if this is what they want, this is how they can succeed.
I think they'll be on the field a lot.
Healthy debate. I'm happy this game is on Sunday Night Football. It feels like a pseudo playoff game in a way. Like both these teams need this game to keep their season alive.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
That's a fair take, Phil.
We'll be streaming it live from the New York City Gambling Cave.
Yeah, let's
If
go.
our internet works.
Yes.
That seemed like an unnecessary chirp.
Well, it may have been necessary.
Tonight, Clemmer, as a friend, just take it with me. Duke -4.5 at home against Arizona, number 2 in the country against number 12 in the country. That fucking loser, Caleb Love, is coming back to Cameron. He is from UNC. He transferred to Arizona. I have one concern. How do you pronounce his name, Dukes? Bayo?
Umar Ballo.
That's my one concern. Duke isn't a tall team. They're
You're not selling me on this pick, Marty.
Give me a second. This is me. This is why I'm saying I'm not being biased.
Okay.
Because I think 4.5 at home at Cameron is a huge advantage for them. Second game of the season. Caleb Love is it is a little weird to come back from a different team. He's got to mesh with his team. Duke's centers aren't like the biggest guys. It's a guy from Northwestern. The guy I just interviewed, Ryan Young, and Filipowski is probably arguably the best player in college basketball this year. Sometimes plays the center. That's the only thing that this team I want to see how they rebound tonight. That's really it. But besides that, they are better than Arizona. Their guard play is better. 4.5 early in the season at home. Take Duke -4.5. I love them.
To confirm what Marty's saying, everything he's saying is right, but it's also game 2. They have a transfer from San Diego State, Kashad Johnson, who is very good on Arizona. And Arizona is also like a lot unproven. I think Tommy Lloyd is a better coach than John Shire. I think that there's going to be a lot of guys. I think he's for sure.
Oh,
a
I mean,
better
it's
coach.
pretty. Well, it's hard to tell.
I don't think so. I think it's very.
It's
I think
been
what
a year.
I think what Tommy Lloyd's able to do with talent is more than what John Shire. If I could be wrong in 2 years, but I think right now Tommy Lloyd gets more out of his players. I think that by the end of the year, some of these guys in Arizona could become household names just from Tommy Lloyd developing them. So, game 2, I think the spread might be a little lopsided in Duke's favor, but lots uncertain about a good Arizona team, in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying, where Duke is a team that has 4 returning starters from last year.
Yes,
And
they have a lot more consistency.
4
They're a good
returning
team.
starters, and again, one of the best players in the country, and a TikToker who is really good at basketball. He's got like 6 million followers, but he's fucking shoots the lights out. Jared McCain, he's but like they're deeper this year. I think that just early in the season, like with the transfers he's saying, it's harder. This is a true road game too.
I'm showing 5.5.
Yes,
went up a point already. So yeah, like I still like.
How about 5.5?
I still like 5.5. Like a true road game, second game is a very hard environment for a new team that's still trying to figure out the rotation.
That's and the two things you could, if you're trying to talk yourself, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, Marty. But like if you're trying to like Caleb Love, you could talk yourself into. He's the point guard. He's played at Cameron. He could get like the young guys, the transfers ready for Cameron, talk them into it. He's gonna be the one bringing up the ball up the court, so he'll have the poise from playing there before. On the other side, Duke knows what Caleb Love is, or the player that Caleb Love was at UNC, which I think was a very inefficient scorer. Took a lot of shots, was very, very inefficient with the ball, but when he got going, he could take over a game. I'm very intrigued to see how he plays within Tommy Lloyd's system and the Arizona system.
Yeah, but again, that system takes some time.
Yeah, yeah,
It definitely does.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very unselfish ball. I'm intrigued to see how it works out. For
Yeah, it's gonna be a great. That's why I love these matchups so early. Like when Duke doesn't need to play Arizona, but it's awesome, you know. So like,
Marty, I don't have a play tonight, so I'm riding with you.
thank you, very nice of you. I'm gonna be watching it on my phone at a wedding. Cocktail hour is at 6. Games at
After the wedding, you gonna come out and meet us?
No, I was in Long Island.
Oh.
So far away. I would love to. Clemmer's going out tonight. Anyone out there
Yes.
that wants to go, it's a Pink Whitney party at Sucker Punch Sports Bar.
Tommy's gonna be there. Rudy.
Nate,
Yep.
Clemmer,
Sounds like. Oh no. Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of people.
That's like a crew.
That's it. What a group.
That's a foursome for you. Put that on a flyer.
There's a lot of good college basketball games tonight.
That's 3 Tungsten boys
I'll
right
go through
there.
them really fast. 'Cause I know we've been on
Tennessee,
for a while.
Wisconsin is one that I'm very intrigued by. That has unders written all over it.
Oh yeah.
Meek, you coming out with us tonight?
No, I'm gonna be in my dungeon watching all the games.
Yeah.
There's a game right here. Texas A&M, Ohio State, number 15 in the country. At Ohio State, Ohio State's -1.5. Ohio State also struggled to win their first game against like a shitty team, but I like Ohio State. And then the other big games. There's one more, right?
I mean, Tennessee.
Kansas -35.5.
I'm already on the Duke game.
All right.
Tennessee, Wisconsin is the most intriguing for me because I'm very high on Wisconsin going into this year. They returned basically their entire team. I think Greg Gard's a very, very good coach. Connor Essegian is going to make the sophomore leap, be one of the most hated players in college basketball.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so I'm very high on Wisconsin, but Tennessee in the regular season, I don't love them in the tournament. I think Rick Barnes is a fraud, but I think that's a very intriguing game that I won't even touch because I don't know which way to go.
Yeah, that's honestly what I was going to say. I
like Wisconsin at home. I love Wisconsin as a team. I just don't know. Tennessee's dogs. Like, they'll be like a top 10 team throughout the year probably.
My system was always a non-ranked team at home that is +2 to 6 you take.
There's Virginia, Florida.
And then that's why BYU is and also if they're favored at home against a ranked team, BYU is -2.5 against a team that made the championship last year.
Okay.
And they lost some guys obviously, but BYU -2.5 against San Diego State I love as well. That's a later game.
My pick of the night, Dayton +4.5, and the money line. Dukes will be smiling tonight.
Nice.
I'm all in on Dayton Flyers.
Yeah, the line sketched me out in the beginning of the day. Just being that we return people, we have new transfers, so it's like getting the cohesiveness down. But I think it's a total overreaction to our point guard being out. It's definitely Boo Boo. He's one of the best point guards in the Big Ten, like I said. But yeah, I love Dayton. I think the offense flows better with our backup. We finally got depth that we didn't have last year in the transfer portal. So I'm very excited and intrigued for tonight. We still also have like a Player of the Year watch guy on our team in their center.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deron Holmes. He's going to go for 20 and 10 tonight.
Yeah, college basketball is back. I've also realized that I tried to do my ranking of my fandom yesterday. It's Duke and Yankees. It's like neck and neck.
Duke, Yankees, and what's distant third? Giants?
It's not a distant third, but it's Giants, yeah. All right, fellas.
Yeah, it's good because right now I have hope again. Like, I have hope like it's the Patriots and Dayton. I'd say.
Dude, Dayton's by far your first
I think
one.
Dayton's a little bit more just based off.
You're crazier about them against it's Dayton. I could answer that.
Yeah, I think it's probably it's very, very close, but like those two teams affect my mood. Right now I'm in a good mood about Dayton.
You both are definitely Mets, right?
Yeah, Mets. Honestly though, yes, Mets. The Jets though, if they ever got to Super Bowl, would be life-altering for me.
See, that's where like I saw the Patriots and I was so close to tasting Dayton, like making a run at the tournament, like my senior year of college and getting that ripped out of me. Still has such a hole.
Problem. I saw Yankees 2009. I saw Duke 2015. You know, seen the Giants twice. It's tough. I'm not really.
Yeah, you've seen a bunch of winners, and now you're just.
Have you seen any?
I'm a Giants fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
forgot about that. I always
had my 2
forget.
Super
You're
Bowls.
such a Jets fan. I always forget.
It
No, he's
sucks.
not. No,
It
you guys can
sucks.
have him.
No, but Mets Jets is just.
I know, but you
a
can have
thing.
him.
I mean, I told you the story how I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah. I know. And Smitty, are you Eagles?
I'm probably it fluctuates, but I'm probably
I feel like you're
childhood
almost Sixers.
Phillies, growing up or high school, Eagles, now Phillies. I don't know. It's just an age thing. Sixers are 3 for sure.
Dukes, I saw a graphic last night. The Patriots, the season ended today, would have the 5th pick overall.
4th. Get your facts
Oh,
straight.
4th? I thought it was 5th. I'm sorry.
Giants were 4.
So Caleb Williams.
Giants are 4th, right?
I'm not.
Giants are 3rd.
BR.
Oh, wow.
They went up
BR
against
had
the Bears.
BR had Caleb Williams mocked to the Patriots number 4, which I low-key don't like.
They're the
Am I
Giants.
crazy for
They're
He
saying?
wouldn't go number 1 overall?
I guess it's just an overreaction to like.
Because they're saying the Chicago would have one.
Right, and they don't need a quarterback in theory.
Maybe. They don't know. Yeah, no one really knows.
And then Arizona. Why wouldn't Arizona take Caleb Williams?
They have Kyler Murray.
Oh, come on.
Well, they signed him.
I know. But what
Why
wouldn't the Giants take Caleb Williams?
They would.
Drake May. That's what the mock draft.
Okay.
So that's where it really is I've even talked myself into do you just get because the line's been so bad? Do you just get the best O tackle in the draft? And it sounds great, best O tackle in the draft, and then
yes. No, the answer is yes.
Get a quarterback at 22.
The answer is yes, but the problem is, as a fan, it's the worst when teams do that. Because as a fan, it's the right thing to do. But I love when they take a weapon when you have a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
When you have a top 5, when they got Saquon, it probably wasn't the best at that 2, but it was awesome. It's I can't wait to watch that guy play.
Yeah,
when they fucking what's his name, that lawn chair that went. Who was he? He
Eric
was
Flowers.
Eric Flowers.
Yeah,
because
you wake up on Sunday can't wait to watch this guy block.
Yeah, I don't care. I know it's offensive line. You need those guys, but I don't care.
I've sold myself on getting Joe Alt from Notre Dame and then J.J. McCarthy with the 24th pick.
I can't wait for J.J. McCarthy to be good, so Big Ab has to eat his words.
Yep.
I think it's official. I've never had a college football team. I am rooting for Michigan so goddamn hard because it would be unbelievably funny. I think the funniest case scenario throughout the entire thing is if Michigan somehow got banned from the Big Ten title game and banned from playing in the college football playoff, and they just absolutely smoked Penn State and Ohio State.
That won't happen, but I agree with you.
That's the scenario that would be the funniest.
They won't because they want Michigan. They need Michigan.
How down is Ev going to be if Ohio State loses that game to Michigan?
Real down. 3 in a row is a problem. Because he also, he still had, last year they lost, but they almost beat Georgia.
Right.
Which, he kind of had that to hang his hat on because they were so good. But, you lose 3 times in a row to Michigan, that's embarrassing.
Especially now with the whole Connor Stallions thing. It just means a lot more.
Yeah. And I think they're going to lose, to be honest.
Especially the fact that, they only beat us last 2 times. If you're an Ohio State fan, I get it. You're talking yourself into, they only won those 2 games because of Connor Stallions. That's the X factor right there. If this is going to be the cleanest, besides, Ohio State might be able to still, get the signs and everything.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the cleanest.
This week, though, will be Michigan's first test at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's what I'm excited for to watch. I love a good college football game at 12 o'clock.
Hofstra over Princeton.
Can't wait to watch that.
I have a dinner party tonight, like a 40-year-old couple's dinner party.
What?
Listen, 4 girls, 4 guys, just no room. No TVs.
But wait.
It's my first dinner party with a girlfriend.
Are you kidding? It's a 40-year-old party?
It's like.
He thinks that's what 40-year-olds do.
Yeah,
doesn't know.
It's
that is not what 40-year-olds.
No, he doesn't know.
That is adults do that.
He
Go to dinner.
No. But it's at a house. It's at an apartment.
Where's the TVs?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I know. So my question for you is, this is an intimate party with 4 girls, their boyfriends, whatever. Am I an asshole if I watch the game on my phone?
Yes. The whole game? Yes.
No. Yes.
You gotta check.
You're absolutely an asshole.
I would love to be the hardo guy right now for you.
I know, because
I'm
also.
I'm not that. I know that. I think you can look at some up.
It's Dayton.
But dude,
you know what you
I'm at
do?
a fucking wedding tonight, and Duke, Arizona's playing.
Dukes.
I know.
Wait until there's 5 minutes left. Say, my stomach's bothering me, and go pretend to take a shit and watch the game.
Well, how about you just be hey, can we put the fucking game on in the background?
Because there's no TVs in the room. What
do you mean there's no TVs? What apartment is this? They mansion?
You can't do that. You can't. No one else cares about this stupid game but him. So you have 7 people what the fuck is this?
I know, and that's the thing is I don't want to be a fucking embarrassed because I don't know them that well. But
you can't do that.
It has taken up my mind. It's been my Roman Empire for 3 weeks.
Your girlfriend's friends?
Best. And her best friend's birthday.
You're done.
Can you tape the game and go what I call media blackout and shut your phone off?
No, that doesn't happen. You can't do that.
Why?
My ADD is out of control.
It's also I get what you mean. I simply would lose my mind knowing other people know the score and I don't. I would. And also,
nice about a game like that, no one else will care about it. So no one else, he won't overhear the score.
We unfortunately can never do that because of our jobs. But still,
weddings also different. You can't.
Ria's not even at this wedding with me because she's got a fucking live show in Chicago. So I'm by myself. I'll sit in the corner and fucking watch this game.
Really? So I think that's one you can't I don't think you could like prop it up at the dinner table and watch.
No, you cannot do that.
I don't think you could do that.
If you do that, you're an asshole.
No,
I mean, you
you're
can, but you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
Healthy debate, you're only an asshole because it's a game in November. If this is like
Yeah,
February,
I think
right.
No.
at a wedding though, this is
You can't do
at a
that when you
wedding-
go out with couples. You can't do that.
No, at his is he can't. At the wedding.
Wait, what are we talking
At
about?
the wedding.
Yours is way worse than
No,
mine.
no, yours is more intimate.
I thought that
Yeah.
mine.
No one cares about me at this
That's right.
wedding.
Marty's right.
They don't give a shit about me.
There's nowhere to hide for you, dudes.
Like people want to be on the dance
Yeah.
floor. My fiance is not going to be there. Who am I dancing with? I'm going to sit down and watch too.
The worst part is when this dinner party came up, I said I couldn't go. I said I can't go.
'Cause of the
So I
game?
knew exactly what was gonna happen.
Right.
She's like, you can watch the fucking game. You can watch the game, like just like be low key. And then
You know
like
what
as
this
of
is?
yesterday, it was like you can't watch the game.
You know
Yeah,
what
you
this
can't watch
is? We're getting a little, this is growing up and also love.
No, that's not it. I might take a laxative. Yeah, like
This is
Don't
you
no,
love
don't
your-
don't do
you love
that,
your
dude. Just
girlfriend.
pretend.
That's what it is.
Act.
You enjoy your girlfriend. You don't do this if you don't actually like your girlfriend.
yeah, no, but like I love my girlfriend, but like dating basketball, like
You know what?
dating basketball has
Nah,
made me think,
nah.
has made me feel so
If you go
alive,
to this-
so dead,
If
broken
you
my
go
heart,
to this
pulled me
girl's,
back in.
if you go to this girl's apartment and you are going like this, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're gonna be like, this guy's
Yes.
a fucking
Yeah,
loser.
Yeah.
I-
And you
I
don't
wa-
want to be a loser.
No.
Your first impression, especially if you're gonna be with this girl for a while, you don't want their friends being like, this guy's the loser.
I
can't
think
get
they
away from
already. The good news is I think they know I'm a loser. Like they've seen my socials, so like they know I'm a loser.
Dukes, you want to be known as basically Dukes and 20-year-old bro frat guy like that, then you watch the game at the table. But if you were going to
Are
an
you
adult
ever,
dinner
Kevin?
party,
Yeah, are they calling you Dukes or Kevin?
So honestly,
Yeah.
people mostly my friends call me McDougal. Dukes is like two people called me, and I just like that one the best. Like as much as gonna be like McDougal as my Twitter handle or something. So I like Dukes. People call me Kevin.
Yeah, it's your name. Yeah.
Yeah. The best is when people online will be like, "Hello, Kevin," and I'll be like,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, they do.
It's like,
Matt,
yes,
they're like Matt Kale. Like, yeah, I'd love you to call me Matt Kale. I literally, my friends call me Marty, like they've always have. That's why I went Marty when I first started working here. But when people call me Matt, I love that.
Yeah.
I like my name. I don't like Marty. Marty's a horrible. No one's ever met a
You
good.
chose this.
Yeah, no, because my friends called me Marty.
You didn't
Always.
need to have that be your name here, though.
Is Matt Kale or Marty Mush a better name?
How about Matt Mush? Matty Mush.
it doesn't roll off the tongue.
doesn't
I
roll
got
Marty.
Doesn't, you're right,
I can't
yeah.
lie, that sucked.
Yeah, it does.
Matty
yeah.
Mush. It's
Matty
such
Mush,
a
yeah.
dweeb. I'm already a dweeb. I don't need to be more of a dweeb.
Yeah, Marty sounds like a cool guy.
Marty
Matty-
Mush is kind of a cool name.
Marty Mush works.
Kind of a great name.
But like when you get older, it's like, all right, like Marty Mush, like, and people truly think when Rhea and I got engaged, they thought like some girls would come up to her on the street and be like, "Are you gonna take Mush as your last name?" And it's like, dude, are you serious?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
why the fuck would my last name be Mush?
I have a pit in my stomach.
Why?
I have this thing that's like, I don't know.
This is part of growing up, buddy. It really is. Like it's part
What's
of
the
it.
biggest game you've missed?
No, it truly is.
miss
I've
games.
missed some games.
This is
where,
not even a
like,
big game, man. You're.
Oh no! This is huge. You don't know mid-major basketball
I know,
coming.
I
You
know.
don't know mid-major
I know,
basketball.
I
You,
know.
you get like 4 opportunities a year. If you don't win these 4 games in November, you are fucked for the rest of the year. Doesn't matter what you do in the 8.
Let me ask you this: out of all the games, of all you know, of the Patriots, you have all these sports. Where would you rank this? Is this a top 50 game of the year for you?
right
Of
now.
the
Wait,
year?
from here on out.
Of the year? No, not from here on out. I mean, for the entire year.
Yeah.
All 2023.
This legitimately, as it stands, is probably a top 5 game.
Is it really? Do you really mean that? It's bigger than any Patriots game?
Yeah, because you know,
yeah.
know what the
All right.
Patriots
Yeah,
like.
now that the
you have
Patriots, if you're
weeks.
going, I'd say that
What
this,
he's saying is like they're playing a Big Ten team. If you beat a Big Ten team as a mid-major
Yeah.
team, that is on your resume for the rest of the year. So when it's tournament time, they get more votes to get in if they don't win the conference.
last year we were a good team that lost these games in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So then we got fucked when it came to the tournament time because like we didn't have the resume to go into the tournament.
But it's bad for him though because if anyone's like, "What are you watching?"
I know.
It's
Right.
like, I'm watching Dayton, and no one and these people did not go to Dayton.
Yeah, and then they're
It's
like, they're
you're
like,
the-
oh, Providence. Shut the fuck up about Providence. Like, we would kick your ass. Even though I love Providence, like,
So these girls went to Providence.
oh, and the guys.
These guys hate you, don't they?
Dude, yeah, I'm gonna like one of them is like my good buddy, so I'm gonna try to like get like I know he's gonna make fun of me for watching Dayton, and I know that he's gonna cause a scene when I'm watching Dayton.
Right.
So like the whole situation is fucked.
You know what, Dukes? I'm gonna be watching this game just for you, be fist pumping after every Dayton bucket and score. So just in your mind, know that I'm rooting for you.
And don't worry, Meek will be able to watch it tonight.
Meek in his dungeon.
I'll have it on one of my screens.
That actually would piss me off so much more knowing Meek's watching Dayton than you.
If he's live tweeting and like tagging me and like I just have to get the vibrations, can't do
Meek,
it.
maybe you might have to do
I was
it.
like, big bucket from number 5.
All right, that's a show. We'll see you guys on Monday. We have a stream Sunday night and Monday night this week for New York.
We're going out for dinner Monday night.
Yes.
We should pick a nice place.
We're also playing each other in the dozen that day.
Yeah, it's a big day for me and you. We should pick a nice place. Yeah? Have a nice dinner?
Have a nice day.
A nice dinner.
Oh,
Do you want to come?
yes. Can we go to the place across the street?
Phil, you.
What? No, I want to go. We want to have a nice dinner. We're going to have like a nice.
Triple Crown. What do they have that's really good?
We have a great beef
Fish
stew.
and chips.
Fish and chips.
No, I want to go have like a nice dinner.
Where?
Like a nice steak dinner.
I'm down.
Like an expensive steak dinner.
All right,
Okay.
Don Clement.
No, it's not.
Joel Embiid over 29.5 points. Lock it in.
See you guys tomorrow.